Hey guys, it's Dennis here with Revog Games, and I'm joined by.
Joshua Weyers, all the way in South Africa, where it's hot as balls right now.
It's actually, I mean, I'm in LA, so how cold can it really get? But it is colder
True.
for Los Angeles. I'm actually back. We're back for after what, almost 2 weeks, or maybe a little more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I went to the Bay Area for Thanksgiving to visit my parents. I actually shot a music video for kind of an indie hip hop artist while I was there. And now I'm back. Surprisingly, you and me have been kind of talking about it. Wasn't that much news in the past couple 2 weeks,
Really not much.
even though we haven't been on for a while. It's like a lot of we were joking around. It's like most of the news was all Black Friday related. Like, oh, you can get a good deal on
Sales and
this.
stuff,
Yeah, like you get I think like Xbox Series X was like readily available. PS5s were available in limited quantities. Xbox Series S was like had a fantastic deal, and there was like they were readily available. So, and a lot of games and all that good stuff. So, I guess before we get into the news, which isn't too much, but like how's your? You guys don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there, right? Because
No.
it's American holiday.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing we get to that is having American friends, and then they try to have Thanksgiving, and it's just not the same. Out here, that is, if you have any American friends out here. I do miss Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah, I think there's a Canadian Thanksgiving in October.
That's weird.
I don't know. I forgot exactly what they celebrate there. But anyways, you know, I had a good time. I worked most of the time. I mean, between shooting that music video and then also still, I brought my whole setup back to the Bay Area, and I was still working like every day except for Thanksgiving Day. So wasn't, you know, I wouldn't say relaxing was the right word, but I did have a good time, you know, seeing the family and then also shooting
Nice.
that music video, and didn't get much gaming done. I played a little Iron Man VR, which was it's available on Oculus now. Pretty fun, but I haven't played, like, you know, I've been slacking on my God of War Ragnarok play. I had stopped my Plague Tale Requiem just to play God of War Ragnarok. I downloaded Pentiment, but I haven't started that yet. But I did buy a bunch of stuff, not a lot, but some stuff for Black Friday. There was a lot of good deals, stuff that I already owned. For example, I bought Red Dead Redemption 2, something I already played and beat on Xbox, but I had not beat it on, or I hadn't played it on PC, but I heard it looks gorgeous on PC. I bought
Oh, it looks so good, dude.
yeah, I bought it just for that. I think that was $20 on sale. I got The Witcher 3 because they're gonna have that next gen update. I already own that also on Xbox, but I figured might as well get it on PC because I don't plan on getting a PS5 or Xbox Series X anytime soon. So I was like, okay, might as well just buy this on PC and play it on PC. Since I didn't really get that far in it anyways, I'll just start from scratch. I bought Titanfall 2. It's a game that one of my favorite FPS games. It was only like $6-7 or something like that. Picked up Disco Elysium because I heard a lot of good things about it.
Dude, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I picked up, what else did I pick up? Yeah, a lot of stuff that like I either already owned or heard about to play. I didn't buy anything like, you know, like I know there were some sales on some of the other like more recent games, but I don't think I really bought any of that stuff. What about you?
I'm still eyeballing. We still have sales out here. Well, tech sales, because like Black Friday kind of bleeds into Cyber Monday. So a lot of like tech shops out here, they kind of start their sale on Black Friday, like 2-3 days before Black Friday, and then it just kind of, it's like a whole week and a half long thing. So I might possibly, I don't know, I'm looking at literally right now, I'm looking at a 3070 Ti or a 3060
Wow.
12 gig. The 3070 Ti, it's 25% off, which for a graphics card, that's huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am contemplating that. I have a few days to make my decision on that. Though the 3060 12 gig is priced very good, and it would be an upgrade. I've got a 2060 6 gig, so it'd be nice to go to a 3060 12 gig.
Yeah, I think for
Either
me,
way, yeah.
I'm not gonna update my graphics card anytime soon. I think what I'm gonna do is, I did get tempted though. Basically, the next upgrade upgrade I'm gonna do a whole like computer upgrade, right? Like, because this computer I do have is pretty old. I think I bought this computer in 2015, 2016. It is an i7, but it's an older i7. The RAM is, if I remember, it's a DDR3. I think they're on DDR5, 4 now or 5. I can't remember.
Yeah, I got DDR4. But yeah, it's a good idea to do that because if you get like a bigger graphics card, you don't know if your current PSU, if your current power supply is going to be enough for it. I'm good. Like I know like I'm good to upgrade to a 3060 or 3070. Anything more than that, my PC will bottleneck.
Yeah, I just I had upgraded my power supply unit. I upgraded my graphics card. So and that was in 2018 or 19. I think 20. Whenever Half-Life Alyx came out, I basically upgraded my whole thing just for Half-Life Alyx. So I got tempted because there was like some good deals on full computers this Black Friday.
Oh yeah, dude, I could imagine. Best Buy's always got great deals as well. I saw like funny enough, like out here there was just deals on laptops. Like like we have like big like pre-built PCs and like things, gaming PCs, things like that. A lot of shops do that, but everyone was just selling laptops. It's like they were trying to get rid of it. Like great deals, but I don't need a laptop. I will say, man, I kept my eyes peeled for any kind of PS5 deal, and there wasn't a single PS5 deal in the entire country, or at least none that was worth it. You know what I mean? It would be like 5% off kind of thing, and it's like that's not a Black Friday deal. Yeah. You know. Loads of deals on Xboxes though. Like there were so many deals on Xbox.
Sony is like Apple. They don't, you know. They're not really gonna change up their.
They don't compromise.
Their prices. But you said you're looking at some stuff maybe. Oh, I got the whole Half-Life bundle. Basically, they had it for like I think $10, and it was like Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, all the Half-Life episodes and DLCs. I got it mainly, to be honest, because there's that free Half-Life 2 VR mod. So, but you need the original game. So I basically bought it for that reason. So yeah, I don't know. I keep buying all these games, and Game Pass is coming out with some really good games or games I just want to play. December. Yeah, like we'll talk about that later. But like I still haven't finished A Plague Tale. There's just so many good things, yet I'm still buying other things. Anyways, let's move on to the first topic, which is the Super Mario Brothers movie. The full trailer came out. We had seen that kind of teaser trailer about a month ago. This movie's coming out on April 7th, 2023 in the United States. I think in April 28th, Japan. I'm not sure when it's coming out for you, but I assume it will be around the same time.
It really depends. We either get movies this exact same day as you, or like 2 weeks later. There's no in between.
Yeah. What did you think of the trailer? I mean, there was definitely more Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I will say like he was still outshined by the other voice actors. I'd say I really enjoyed Charlie Day. I think Charlie Day did a really good job. I like Princess Peach's voice actor. I forget who that is, but she did a good job too.
Oh, Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's it. Right? Yeah. I do like that Chris Pratt isn't going for a full accent, or at least if he is, he's just dropping it every now and then.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going for the accent, or if he's just dropping it every now and then, or if he's just like, finding some middle ground. I'm not too sure. He did do like a semi convincing Yahoo! You know what I mean? That was about it. That's all we got. Yeah. But I'm liking the movie so far. Loads of references. There was a Rainbow Road reference, Mario Kart reference, the Donkey Kong reference to where Mario came from at the fight. Lots of little Easter eggs there, which I liked. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to the movie. Not like super looking forward to it, but more than I was in the previous trailer.
It's kind of weird that Nintendo's past rival, not so much nowadays, but Sega with Sonic, because I was like, with that whole Sonic fiasco in the beginning, like, really wasn't looking forward to it. It looked terrible. They redid it, and it ended up turning out pretty good, and I like the first and second one. Is giving me more hope for this one, even though they're completely unrelated. You know, you have what is it, Illumination doing the animation, which does all the like Despicable Me and Minions movies. So it looks good. Yeah, the Mario Kart thing I think is the most obvious kind of Easter egg in that trailer, where it's like, okay, everyone knows Mario, they love Mario, but then there's like people who are like Mario Kart fanatics, you know. I never really got in. I played Mario Kart and it was fun, maybe because I sucked at it, so I didn't get into it as much as my other friends that were really into it. But yeah, looks good. His voice does drop in and out. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, he has his like Italian American accent, and then he'll just drop it in parts of the trailer. You're it's just Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I will say, if it's coming out in April, I don't want to say we could still bully them into it, but it's so easy to fix in ADR. Like, it's not nearly as big as of an issue of having the Sonic design change. You know what I mean? Like, that was a big money sink as well.
Yes.
But to do some ADR again, like, it would be so simple. The issue is, I think Chris Pratt's really busy right now with Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. But I don't know, man. All he needs is one weekend free, and he can just redo the ADR in his normal voice. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer that. If like,
we'll see. I doubt it. I think
they can't recast.
I think they'll keep the same thing. You know, it's fine.
Probably, yeah.
It's fine. It's just funny that it kind of comes and goes. I remember Halle Berry did like an accent for Storm in the beginning for X-Men, and then it kind of just went away. Yeah, that's how it goes. Think of who did that too. Like Elizabeth Olsen. She had like this accent when she first started as Scarlet Witch, and then
she got Americanized. Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, the movie's still, 4 or 5 months out, so see how that goes. Also, Nintendo's very precious with their properties, so I assume that, it went through a lot of...
Oh yeah, Nintendo's in some hot news recently with the Super Smash Brothers tournaments canceling. I don't know if you heard about that.
No. Talk about it.
So, it was, it's like, there's always been like very rocky water between people doing any kind of like Nintendo IP related competition and then Nintendo clamping down on that competition, even though all it can really do is like spread, it's like marketing for the game essentially, you know what I mean? Like, people have been doing Super Smash Melee tournaments forever. Nintendo always clamps down on it. And then there's this very popular tournaments that go around. It eventually it ends up being like the World Championships. Like, they have a bunch of smaller tournaments and then they have the World Championships. And like that got, I believe, flagged by Nintendo, or they like got them to cancel the event. And it sucks because, or like they're taking down the entire organization, which sucks because there's so many different competitions and like a lot of players, and there's like a lot of people like that are technically pros and win their money that way. So that does suck, I will say. But they're like, I knew that was gonna come. Nintendo has like very archaic business practices when it comes to their IP. They don't really believe in anything like new, like marketing on TikTok or something. They would never do that.
They're
very old school.
Yeah, they are very old school. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Kind of the biggest release in the past couple weeks, obviously after God of War Ragnarok, was Midnight Suns. Actually, is it released yet, or is it just the reviews that have come out? Let me see.
I think it's just the reviews. I could be wrong.
Let me see the dates. A lot of the reviews, it's all been pretty positive. It's not like this is amazing, but like, oh, this is a lot of fun. There are some issues. There is kind of a learning curve, and it's not for everyone because it is a turn-based combat system with an RPG, kind of element to it. I was surprised that there was such a big RPG element to it. Where you can walk around the base and talk to different characters, and there's kind of like a dialogue system. December 2nd, so that's tomorrow. All right, so it's coming out tomorrow.
Okay, nice.
But most of it's been pretty positive, I would say. A lot of 7s and 8s or whatever. Not like glowing like this is amazing, you have to get it, but like this, if you get into this and you really like these type of XCOM tactical games, and you like the whole Marvel kind of property or franchise, then this might be for you. I don't know. you know what this would be perfect for, because you had mentioned possibly getting a Steam Deck, because this is like a Steam Deck game, right?
Well, anything turn-based works very well in mobile. Like most of my Switch games are all turn-based.
Yeah.
Man, I will say I forgot that this was coming out, and I'm not a fan of XCOM or like those, even like Mario / Rabbids, like that kind of like strategy turn-based style gaming. But this looks good. Like this doesn't look like too much like XCOM for me. You know what I mean? So I'm looking. I think I might actually pick it up. I might just pick it up.
Nice. Yeah, I know our buddy Caboose had been like one of their kind of official content creators, and he had like got a sneak peek in it, and he's talking about like basically you can kind of upgrade your characters, not just stat wise, but you know, cosmetics. But it's, from what they say, it's a lot better than, let's say, the Avengers game. It seems like it's not microtransactions. It's just more like just throughout the game trying to boost up your stats and completing certain tasks and defeating certain enemies and finding certain things will help, you know, with your cosmetics, and also getting, you know, perks and boosts to your actual stats. So there's kind of like, it's a long game from what I heard. It's like, you know, 50, 60, 70 hours type of game, you know, if you want to actually play the full campaign and everything.
Yeah, I mean the story looks good too, like all around.
Yeah, it's I just don't know if I can invest that type of time into it. That's why I think it's perfect for, because it is coming out on Nintendo Switch as well as PC, which you can play on Steam Deck. Like that's perfect, right? Because you can just kind of like pick.
Is it coming to? I didn't know it was coming to Switch. I thought it was just PC and.
It says Switch. For I don't know if yeah.
I'd rather get it for.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's
not
gonna.
Switch.
I know it's not gonna run. I know it's not gonna run as beautiful as the gameplay footage I've been seeing, but I might get it on Switch just for the convenience.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the graphics, they're not. Let's just be honest. It's not next gen graphics, right? Like it's very, you know. It's purpose.
How much the Switch struggles though. Man.
Okay, but purposefully, it's not that intense, right? So it can run on not just current gen, but like PlayStation 4, Xbox One, you know, Nintendo Switch or whatever. So I feel like this.
While we're on that topic as well, I'll just talk about. I haven't gotten a chance to play the new Pokemon Scarlet yet. I forgot the other one already, but apparently it runs well. People are enjoying it. It's still fun, but apparently it runs pretty badly on the Switch. Like there's a lot of like visual issues because it's a really big open world kind of game, and it tends to struggle a bit. But people are having fun regardless, which I think is cool. I mean, if your gameplay is worth it, then who cares? Like it's not like lag for the most part. It's just there's a lot of shader bugs and like visual bugs and stuff like that with the open world.
Sounds like the norm nowadays for these releases.
Is, yeah. I mean, it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the bugs I've seen have been pretty bad, but people are raving about the gameplay. Well, I wouldn't say raving about it. It's just if you like Pokemon, you like Pokemon. It is what it is.
All right, let's move on to this next topic. This is kind of a continuation. We keep talking about it, but there's always new news, which is the whole Microsoft trying to acquire Activision Blizzard and Sony kind of getting away. It's kind of funny because in the court or like the filings, each company starts talking about how great the other company is in order to bolster their argument. So like Sony or Microsoft will say, dude, Sony's exclusives are awesome. They're kick ass. Like they're top notch. They're better than ours. I mean, they don't say those words, but essentially if you read the language, that's what they're saying. It's like, well, that's why we need Activision to compete with them because they're just so good, and you know. And then Sony's like, no, man, this Game Pass thing, they've got like so many subscribers. They even like named like a higher percent or a higher number than actually in reality. They're like, Microsoft's got like all these subscribers to Game Pass, and we just can't compete. Which I do kind of find is funny, because Sony has been harping, especially on this Call of Duty thing, basically saying like you can't, they can't buy Activision Blizzard because then they'll have this exclusivity to Call of Duty, and then they already have Halo, and then they have whatchamacallit, they have what was oh yeah, all the other FPS stuff like Doom Eternal and whatnot. They're like, they're gonna be like the FPS kings, and we don't have anything. It's like, okay, Sony, you've pretty much you're the gold standard when it comes to those third person like action adventure games, right? Like Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Uncharted, God of War. You know what I mean? Like these are all like, Sony's kind of the king of those, and those are all exclusive titles. Anyways, it's just funny.
I think it's fair. I think 10 years is fair.
Yeah.
Like 10 years of Call of Duty exclusives, and then it's like, hey, we'll give you 10 years, and then can we just close up the deal? Can we finish this deal now?
Yeah, originally, what was it? Was it 3 or 5 years that was offered to Sony?
I think it was
in the beginning?
5. But it's like, look, 10 years is enough for you to, if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 10 years is enough for you to fucking create your own studio just for your own FPS game. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the funny thing is, maybe Sony is hoping that people continue. And also remember, Sony is dealing with these organizations, right, that don't know anything about gaming. So each side is kind of like saying a bunch of stuff that's like total fabrications. Because remember, Sony's now saying Microsoft is like the king of the FPS, and they have all these properties and titles, and we're going to get blocked out after they buy Call of Duty. Remember, Sony just bought Bungie. And they have, true. Destiny.
That's big. That's big, yeah.
So it's not quite as dire as they make it out to be. Anyways, so yeah, I do find it funny that they're just playing, both sides are playing this game because they know that the people they're dealing with have no gaming knowledge. Because if you know anything about gaming, you would know that Sony is the market leader. And they're in a position, yes, not having Call of Duty would hurt them. That's no, there's no argument for that not being true. But saying, like, man, like Microsoft is totally like boxing us out when they have their own exclusive titles that are like, I mean, didn't God of War Ragnarok just sell like the most out of any like first party Sony game ever or something like that in the last its first like week or something like that?
It's on track to, I think, possibly beating Elden Ring, even though it's only on one console.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just funny that they're kind of talking themselves like that, like they're so like weak and so like in this weakened position in the marketplace. And if Microsoft gets this Activision Blizzard, they're going to, crumble because they can't compete. And Microsoft is saying similar stuff, saying like Sony's exclusives are so good and so awesome, and we have to get Activision Blizzard just to compete, So,
yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. So this is about a week older in terms of news, but the U.S. government is likely going to challenge Microsoft's buying of Activision Blizzard. At least that's from an article by Politico.
Yeah.
The FTC is likely going to do an antitrust lawsuit with them. But it's like, once again, you can't. Well, like, I don't know if it's for a monopoly or not. Like, I wonder what they're investigating, because it's like it's not a monopoly. You know what I mean? It can't be a monopoly.
You can't be a monopoly when you're number 3.
Yeah.
If you're
exactly. It's just not how it works, man. Yeah.
If you're number 3, how is that a monopoly? Which is also weird, because I think it's just Microsoft's reputation, because they got slapped.
It would be a monopoly if Microsoft owned all PCs in the world. If computing was their, you know what I mean? But they're not. Anybody can buy a PC. Anybody can get their games,
Yeah, and then also, this is a side note, Microsoft is also
Anybody can sell a PC. That's what I meant to say, sorry.
They're also being investigated about Microsoft Teams. For people who don't know, Microsoft Teams is just like, it's like Slack. It's like Zoom and Slack mixed together, and apparently they want to bundle Teams with their Microsoft Office, which I think they're just calling Microsoft 65 now, or 365 now. And apparently, like, now Slack is complaining that, you know, this is unfair advantage. I don't know. It's weird. Also, you know, Slack is the #1 in that space, so I don't know. It's very weird when these monopoly accusations come out when you're not the market leader. It's funny. Anyways, I don't know. We gotta just keep our eye. People are saying that like maybe this deal is not gonna go through anymore with the EU and with the FTC looking at it. It's like it's just too much. Who knows what's gonna happen? I know investors are like, you know, concerned about the sale going through as well. So
yeah,
I don't know.
All right, well,
all right, let's move on to the next one. Apparently, the Fallout TV show is, I guess they're saying that the story, because, you know, you and me had thought, like, oh, are they going to adopt Fallout 3's story or 76 or, you know, Fallout 4 or whatever. So apparently it's going to be
a location, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a brand new story. That exists
like
in the world of Fallout.
Yeah.
And so it's not going...
Is it like in the same timeline, or is it like out of the timeline, separate universe kind of thing?
I think
the timeline for Fallout is huge, so they could put it anywhere, really.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it wouldn't clash with any of the stories. So I'm hoping that's what they're doing.
I think so.
That'd be way cooler, you know?
I think it's going to be a new location and a new timeline. That's what I think. So that it doesn't clash with anything, and they could just keep it part of the canon and just say, look,
they can do whatever the hell they want if it's not part of the timeline.
Yeah, exactly. They said it's about Vault 33, which obviously I don't think we've ever heard about before, so that they can play. Number one thing is I want to know where it is, like where the location is, because remember, if they do. The problem is if they do a certain location, then it's unlikely they will use that location anytime in the near future for a game. You know what I mean? True. Let's just say hypothetically they do San Francisco. You won't be seeing a San Francisco Fallout game anytime soon then, because now you have this whole story that takes place in this one location. I mean, sure, they could change the timeline to a different one, but I don't think they want to do that. I think like whatever they're going to choose, that's kind of going to be it. I do hope they pick a metropolitan area.
They probably will. It'll just be easier for them to film as well, you know?
Yeah. Also just kind of cooler to see like
New York, San Francisco, Chicago.
Yeah, just something with kind of landmarks, iconic landmarks that you know that you can see in the game. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that it is going to be a whole separate thing and not a reimagining of something we've already played before. Like if you played any of the Fallout games. On a side note, Fallout 76 official season 11 Nuka World trailer. Apparently this is the biggest update since Wastelanders. So yeah, this is coming out on December 6th. Like I said, I haven't played it in a while, and the main reason is because they don't have that damn cross save. I just need the cross save to the PC so I can play on the PC. I have everything. I have all these games that I like partially played on the Xbox One that have like saves on them, like Fallout 4, for example. And I just want to install the game on my PC and play it here instead. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've just been lazier about playing console games.
Might come if I can get people to play with. I might come back because I like anything Nuka World related. You know.
Me too.
The Nuka World update for Fallout 4 was really awesome as well. So I'd be keen to check this out. Also, last time I played the game, which actually wasn't that long ago, I just didn't want to keep playing alone. There's so much had changed, and I played like I think earlier this year, and it was so different from when it first came out.
Yeah, it's a lot better. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's a lot better. Also related to this Bethesda news, we have the Indiana Jones game that was like teased a long time ago, and apparently Todd Howard said it's going to be a mashup. It's going to be unique. It isn't one thing. So it's going to be like a mashup of different types of games. which is interesting because I kind of hope that it would be a third-person adventure game a la Uncharted, you know, like an action-adventure game. But it makes it sound like it's going to be a bunch of different type, you know, which either usually comes out really good or a disaster. Because genre blending is always a risk, right? When it comes to not just games, but even movies or whatever. It's like you're doing something a little different, a little not the norm, and so sometimes the blend works, sometimes it doesn't.
I think Todd Howard's just using a bunch of fancy words like he always says, and I think it's just going to be an action adventure puzzle game.
Possibly,
you know, he just doesn't want to say that out front. You know, it's probably going to be an action adventure puzzle game. You know, I don't see them adding like RPG mechanics in terms of dialogue and stuff, but maybe like skill tree and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, they have no date on this thing. They only had that one teaser trailer. But
they got Starfield to focus on. You know.
Yeah, we still got
Which,
that. Speaking
big game. Of real quick, I think like Todd Howard did say in like a podcast recently that there will be, you'll never run out of fuel in Starfield.
In Starfield.
Yeah, because he says it's a buzzkill, and I completely agree. As someone who plays a lot of No Man's Sky and has to like every now and then like go and look for fuel, or dude, it kills me sometimes, man. Like if you can get stranded on an island.
You have to really balance the survival aspects of your game. I remember playing. There's a game. It's on PC, but it's a lot. It's very much more popular on VR, which is Green Hell, where you're on this island. You have to survive or whatever. It has kind of a Lost feel to it, but the survival aspects to me were a bit much. Like your dude got hungry and thirsty like every 5 seconds, and I was like, God damn! Like, didn't I just drink some water? I don't need to drink some more water now. You know what I mean? I'm of the opinion like the survival aspects of games should be like tolerable. Like, okay, you gotta have this or whatever, but not to the extent where it's like, geez, like where it becomes like the main thing. I don't know how, because Valheim is a survival game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I've never played it. Okay.
Very good balance. Yeah. Like you don't die from hunger or starvation, or like you don't have to drink water either. Like that's not a thing. Yeah. It's just like you get way more health and stamina by eating. And if you don't eat, you just have less health and like less stamina. You don't die though. Yeah. So that's it's a good balance that way.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to this one, which is Xbox Game Pass in December. Some good game, man. So many. Like I said, I've got all the. I have Somerville. I've what I just named that game. Pentiment. Downloaded. Yeah. You know, I want to play those both. So apparently not apparently, but today is December 1st. So new Game Pass games. Man, Game Pass is just killing it. So they have the two big ones that I'm looking forward to are Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, which is coming out.
Oh hell yeah! I didn't know that. That's sick.
December 6th. So in a few days, you can play the whole shebang. And then High on Life, which is coming out on December 13th, which is the whole. Oh, am I blanking on his name? The guy that created Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, who.
Yeah, well, he's co-creator of Rick and Morty, but he's, I believe, the owner of Squanch Games, which is the people making this. Dude, I'm so excited for this. I've already, like, reserved a weekend where friends are coming over, and we're just going to play the game.
Nice.
Like, I'm just, well,
Did you play Trover Saves the Universe? Their first game, Trover Saves?
I did. I never finished it, because it's very difficult to play not in VR. Like, you don't have the depth perception.
Yeah.
So controlling the character, you need to, well, you don't have to play that game in VR, but...
It's much more
easier and much more fun and everything, yeah.
For sure. I played on. I had to play on the the original PSVR, because it was kind of exclusive to that platform for a while. It recently came out, not recently, but like a year ago, it came out on Oculus, so you can actually get it on the Oculus Quest. But yeah, this is their kind of. But this has nothing to do with VR. This is a FPS called High on Life. Yeah. Obviously, the same type of comedy.
Your guns are talking. You got talk. Yeah. All your weapons talk to you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's set in a world where aliens basically are harvesting humans to crush up and smoke as a drug. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah. But
There's
yeah,
a lot of things on the list I'm excited for here, man. Metal Hellsinger, I've been looking
yeah.
forward to that because the soundtrack looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Potioncraft, I've already finished that game, but it's a very cute little indie game. I highly recommend it to people. The Hot Wheels Unleashed, I'm actually kind of excited for as well. Yeah, a few things leaving, which I'm sad about, like One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Like, that game was on sale a while ago, and I was like, oh, I don't need to buy it. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And now it's leaving, and I was like, maybe I should have bought it. But yeah, for the most part, man, I'm excited for High on Life. That's going to be really sick. The Skywalker Saga, the Hot Wheels Unleashed. Yeah. Metal Hellsinger as well. It's exciting stuff.
Cool. I think that's all I have. Like I said, it was not this past few weeks have not a lot of news.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think a lot of people are saving it for whatchamacallit, the Game Awards, which is coming up soon. Why is my keyboard not working? Trying to type in some stuff anyway, so I cannot look up that date. But Game Awards are coming soon, so a lot of the big trailers are being kept under wraps, and announcements are being saved for then.
Yeah, I thought I would have tried out Darktide by now, which they just added to Game Pass. I believe that's day one. I could be wrong, or maybe it has been out for a while. But either way, I knew it was coming to Game Pass. So I've been waiting for it. I'm gonna install that game after this, and if I'm awake enough, I'm definitely gonna play it. You know what? I decided I'm not gonna buy Marvel Midnight Suns because I forgot that the Callisto Protocols come into PC on the exact same day.
Yes.
And I love roguelike games. I'm really excited to play that. Apparently, as DLC, they've released like new death animations. Where if you wanted new death animations,
yes, there was a little bit of backlash. There was a little backlash to that. They were like, "Are you guys holding back these death animations just so you can sell them?" And I don't think that's the case, because I think the death animations are just in addition to other stuff. You know what I mean? It's not, they're not selling you the animations. It's just like, hey, buy this DLC, and then there also will be some extra death animations included. I don't know.
Okay, I maybe misread it, but either way, I'm gonna get that game. I've been looking forward to it for a very long time. I love roguelike games. I've heard the games. Well, some people say it's difficult, but I think most roguelites are usually difficult. The good ones, at least, anyway. So I'm looking forward to that. The Callisto Protocol. The U.S. Labor Board torpedoed Activision's last-minute attempt to impede union vote. Well, that's never fun. Impeding a union vote. But hey, it got stopped. Interesting, like Activision putting themselves in the crosshairs here while they're being acquired.
Yeah.
So I think, well, we spoke about this before. We had our guesses, but the Witcher remake is going to be a reimagining, which, like I said, they had to. Like the combat, the combat just doesn't translate to like modern day gamer sense. You know what I mean? Like gamer sense. Like, in a game, like a platformer game, the first thing you're going to do is double jump, or you're going to see if you can double jump. You know what I mean? Like, there are instincts. Shooting the red barrels, they blow up, and like there's a lot of. I'd say that the movement and gameplay of The Witcher 1, which I love The Witcher 1 and 2, but the mechanics are so different. Like, it's not, it couldn't really work on a controller, for instance, So I'm happy that they're doing a reimagining. They got to redo the movement, the combat, all of that, but then keep the story the same. So that's cool. Oh, this is not news. These are just the graphics cards I'm staring at and wondering if I should get it or not. Maybe, Dennis, maybe. The thing is, I'm stuck between getting a DSLR camera so I have a better webcam, or if I should just go and get myself a 3070 Ti. Who knows, man? The one's obviously got a better use. But, anyways, that's all the news I got.
All right, cool. Just a note, though, the Witcher 3 next-gen update is coming on December 14th. So
it's still a while away.
It's not too bad. I mean, I just picked up the game for $10 or whatever. So.
Have you ever played it, by the way?
I played like a good 45 minutes of it on Xbox One, like several years back. So like it's perfect for me to like just start over on PC.
It's a huge time sink. Just letting you know, it is a huge. I love that game, but it's a huge time sink. It's a very long game. It takes one of those games as well where it's like you need to put in a couple hours to really feel like you've done anything, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, it's on my long list of many.
If you're ever on vacation, it's a great way to kill a vacation.
Yeah. It's 50 gigs. Oh man. Yeah, I feel like I need to get a new computer. Like that's the thing is I can't just like buy a graphics card. I think I have to just whenever I get the
pretty old.
CPU is old, you know. I do video editing. I'm like editing like freaking 6K raw footage now, which is it runs okay on my computer. Like I obviously I'm not editing in like full resolution, but it's definitely not super smooth.
You're gonna get a better deal on a full setup anyways. Like,
yeah.
Like the only reason I'm looking at graphics cards now is because, well, Cyber Monday. You know what I mean? But usually the best way to, honestly, I mean, if you can afford it, the best way to get a better graphics card is just to buy a full build. You know what I mean? A pre-built. I know a lot of people are very anti pre-built, but sometimes they're the best way to get hold of a graphics card, man. You know?
Yeah, I remember.
As long as you go with like a trusted company, then it's fine.
Before the computer I bought before this one, I think I had built myself. You know, I put together the parts and everything, and like then the next time I looked at the price for on sale computers that were pre-built, and I was like, dude, it's like the same price as me building it myself. It's like it's the same price. I'm just gonna buy, you know. I know it's really cool and fun to build your own, but I'm kind of at the point where it's like, dude, just as long as I get the specs that I need, and the computer doesn't look like absolute trash, which sometimes they do. You know, sometimes like I've seen some gaming computers.
Here's the thing, man. People complain about pre-builds because they can always mess it up. You know, they can mess up the way they put it together. If they're building too many of them, then the quality control goes out of the way. But when you get the PC, as long as all the parts are there, you can fix whatever needs to be fixed. You know what I mean? Like you can just do that yourself. You can, if it's not, you know, if there's something wrong with it, you can fix it. That's just the way PCs are.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same way I feel about, you know, how like the Xbox Series X is like pretty big and bulky, and then the PS5 is really big and bulky. It's like, just put it, I just want to put it away somewhere, and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Never look at it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's enough for me. I like my PC is like down here. I don't look at it except for when I plug in stuff to the USB unit. It's not.
Same.
I guess for me, it's not something to be put on display. I don't really, you know, display my, you know.
Yeah, you didn't have that like dream setup. You got the background going.
Yeah.
And have the RGB room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
RGB everything. No, I got you, man. I got you.
So it's not, you know, it's not necessary for it to be like a. And also, no one comes into my place. Very rarely.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like the only people that see it is me. So.
But yeah, man. By the time we do our next podcast, we'll see. I'll either have a new graphics card and I'll be broke, or I'll be buying a DSLR camera. So if you guys will know, if my video quality gets better, then I went with the camera. If I didn't, then you know I'm living life. Playing games. Dude, I tried to play Battlefield 4 because it came out. I'll be honest. I know that they were saying
Battlefield 4 or the 20 whatever.
2044 or 20
42 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 2042. But they're saying it's been a year, and they're saying, look, come back. The game's better now. I was playing it, and I was having a very subpar time. I wasn't experiencing much glitches, but like I wasn't enjoying like the quad bikes weren't driving very well. The tanks or whatever, you know. I had an okay time, but man, that game is resource heavy because I could only play it on low graphics. I mean, a 1440p, but on low graphics, and that's what made me realize I can't play Battlefield, man, or even like Deathloop. I gotta play Deathloop on low graphics now if I want 1440p. It's like maybe it's time to get an upgrade on that graphics card.
Yeah, I mean, you and me have a graphics card that's kind of, it's not, you know, it's still pretty decent, but it's not. It's no longer in that kind of high-end category, you know. It's no means a clunker. It's just, it's still very much medium. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So especially 1440 luckily for me, my computer screen is 1440, so I don't have to push 4K on my computer, so it's okay. So I don't have to.
1440 is plenty, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to get a PS5 until they only, I think like a month or two ago, actually added support for 1440p. Before that, it was only 4K and 1080p, but now they've got 1440p. Like they got a mode for it, which is good.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all the news I got, man.
Yeah. Pretty slow.
Pretty dry.
Yeah, pretty slow
dry,
week.
Yeah.
I definitely have to get back more into playing some games. Just like I've got so much good stuff kind of waiting for me to play. It's just finding that time. Because now that I shot that music video, I'm like editing it now. So, and even that, like I only have like every day I only work on it for like an hour, you know. So that's also a slow process. So that's like an hour I'm not gaming, you know. It's like an hour. I have an hour free time that I'm not working or doing errands. And then
it'll be worth it though to see the end product, you know.
Yeah. You know, definitely excited about it. It's just more of a time thing. So, all right, cool. So anyways, yeah, we'll have hopefully there'll be, yeah, actually that's the one thing I want to check real quick is that date. What is that?
For the Game Awards?
Yeah, Game Awards. It is December 8th. So actually next Thursday or Friday? Let me see. Yeah, next Thursday. Cool. So maybe
we could do a live viewing of that possibly.
Yeah.
If people want us to, we could do like a live viewing of that.
Thing is, are you gonna be up though? Because isn't it like night? Oh. Isn't it like nighttime Pacific? If I'm not mistaken.
What time is it? Like what time would it be for you in your area?
Let me double check real quick. It's definitely not.
If it's 9 p.m. Pacific, I'd have to be up pretty damn early, I think. Yeah, I'd have to. Oh, yeah, I don't think that's. You're right. I'm gonna be. If that is the time, I'm definitely not gonna be able to make it. I think that's like 4 a.m. for me. 5
yeah, I think if that's the case, then we probably should.
We'll just do a post. We can do a...
Yeah, we should do one. Well, it'll be my Thursday night after it's done, but it'll be your Friday morning, maybe? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do like a recap then. And we'll just do our podcast. Yeah, my Thursday night, your Friday morning. And we'll just kind of go over the big winners.
Yeah. If it is later, like I can get up earlier. Like if it's for some reason like 10 or 11, I could theoretically make that. But no promises.
8 p.m. PST. So by the time it's done, oh no, hold on. It says 4:30 PST.
4:30 PST.
Yeah, 4:30. 4:30. So
add 10 hours to that.
Yeah, so you will probably still be asleep.
Yeah, I mean, I may have just been going to bed around then, you know.
Yeah,
it's probably like 2 a.m. for me if I'm doing the math wrong.
Yeah,
4 plus 10. Yeah.
It's 4:30. Yeah,
2:30 a.m. for me about
4:30 to 7:30. So it's 3 hours. 4:30 p.m. Pacific to 7:30 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, I'll watch it, and then I guess when you wake up, maybe you watch it, and then we'll do the podcast right after you're done.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the game plan.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Revog. You can find me on Twitter @ThinkHero, Instagram, Dennis.tzng. Josh, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch @itsthespis, all lowercase. There should be a link in the description below. Once I get to 100 followers, I will be streaming daily again. But other than that, you guys can find me in the Revog Discord channel. I'm always ready to talk about anything. I'm pretty active on there.
Cool. And it doesn't have to be just video games, too. Like, we talk about movies and TV shows and all that good stuff. So, Andor just finished. It was super excellent. Have you watched it yet?
I have not. I didn't know if it was going to be worth it or not. But you say it's good.
It is awesome. It's not... It's different. It's a serious sci-fi show. Like, I don't know. Have you watched, like, BSG or The Expanse? before?
I've been meaning to watch The Expanse. I
Okay.
really have, because isn't that getting like a VR game or something?
Yes, it's gonna not a VR game. It's gonna a Telltale game.
Oh yeah, Telltale game. That's sick. Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's more of a serious. It's not like Obi-Wan. It's not like Boba Fett. Even though Mandalorian is excellent, it's not like Mandalorian either. It's very serious. Okay. It's like
oh hell
if
yeah.
If you like yeah, it's very political. If you like Rogue One, if you like Rogue One, and then imagine kind of like even more political than Rogue One, you know. So
okay, yeah.
It's very
we'll
good.
see. I mean, that's the whole reason I didn't watch Game of Thrones. It was too political.
Like
okay. not like me hating it. It's just like for me, it's a bit boring, the political stuff.
Okay.
But,
so maybe I don't. You may not like it then because it's very political.
Try it out. I'll try episode 1. But yeah.
The acting and the writing is excellent. So all right, cool. So yeah, until next time, we will see you guys later.
Later.